All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about exponential division. So basically, we're going to go ahead and expand these problems. So you have x to the fourth power, k. So basically, that means that you have 4 k's that are multiplying each other on the top. And on the bottom, we have k to the fifth power. So now we have 5 k's. So what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate the k's if they repeat on the top and the bottom. So this basically becomes a 1. This basically becomes a 1. So if you have a k on the top and a k on the bottom, all right, they all become the number 1s. And then we have just 1 k left on the bottom. And then this is basically like 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. That's just going to be a 1 right here. And we're left with 1 over k. So who has more k's, the top or the bottom? Basically, think about it that way. When you come to exponential division, write down this is going to be the top versus the bottom. Okay, so let's say, for example, here, now we have some 2's. So we have 2 to the third power is going to be 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? Put your little multiplication dots. Okay? Now over here, if there's no number, that's the same thing as having a 1. So all we have just is a 2 down here by itself. So you notice, if I have a 2 on the top and a 2 on the bottom, those eliminate. So I have 2 left over. It's going to be 2, and my new exponent is going to be squared. On the bottom, this is just a 1, so I'm going to put a 1 because we don't want to leave it blank. All right. Now, can we actually put this in the calculator? We can. Once we're done, we can put this in the calculator. 2 to the second power is actually going to be 4, and then we'll just leave it as 4 over 1. All right, so expanding, guys, that's what I'm trying to talk about. That's what I'm looking at here. Okay, so let's do a harder example. I think these are too easy that you probably don't understand it. So let's go to like number 5. All right, so right here we have some numbers, we have some letters. So let's go ahead and expand it. So we're going to leave the 4 and the 8 alone for right now. Just write it down, 4 and 8. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But look, we have 6 r's on the top because it says r to the 6th power. Right here we have 5 r's on the bottom, sorry. And then now we have k's. There's 3 k's on the top. There's 4 k's on the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to start eliminating. All right. If you have an r on the top and r on the bottom, 1 can eliminate each one. That eliminates. So we're going to keep going until there's only 1 r left over on the top. Okay? So I know that in my answer, I have an r on the top part. There's nothing on the bottom because these kind of like canceled out. These are just 1s. Then we have the k's, so let's cancel these k's, and these k's. So there's no k's on the top, there's a k on the bottom. So I know I have to have a k on the bottom. All right. Now, what about these numbers, the 4 over 8? Now, we can use our calculator to help us out with the coefficients. So if we type in the fraction mode, alpha x, 4 on the top, 8 on the bottom, push enter, that's going to be 1/2. Now, if you do it in regular mode, 4 divided by 8, you're going to get a decimal. You're going to push math, enter, and you're still going to get the 1/2. So the 1 is on top of the fraction, 2 is on bottom of the fraction, and that's my answer. The whole point is to eliminate stuff. We don't want a lot of letters. We want to eliminate things. So let's go to something like number... let's go number 11. 7. Z. So now there's only a 7 and a Z on the top. The bottom there's an 8, and then there's 3 Z's. Okay? So if I have a Z on the top and a Z on the bottom, those can eliminate. And I have 2 Z's left over. So I'm going to write down Z squared because there's 2 of them left over. Now, as far as the fraction, we're going to type that in the calculator. All right. If I put regular 7 divided by 8, you get a decimal. Let's push math, enter twice. It stays at 7 over 8. And it doesn't matter to watch. If I put it this way, 7 over 8, you're still going to get 7 over 8. Okay? So that means that this number doesn't really change. You have the 7 on top by itself. The 8 is with that Z squared, and that's the answer. Okay? Now, what if you don't have numbers? Right? Say, for example, like look at this one. A lot of people are going to get lost here. Right? If you have R and S, that means that there's just an R by itself and an S by itself on top. But look at this one. I have a 7 here on the bottom. There's 5 R's and there's 6 S's. Okay? I'm going to eliminate this one and this one. I'm going to eliminate this one with this one. So if it's blank on the top, guys, my format is just put a 1 here. Because that's like a 1. When you cancel out, they turn into 1s, but we don't write 1s down. But in this case, I need something on top, so I'm going to put a 1 because everything's eliminated. Then from here, you have the 7. That doesn't reduce, but I have 4 R's. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 S's. So S to the 5th power. And that's going to be your answer. All right? So you're expanding. And then from expanding, you're going to eliminate. That's all you're doing here. All right, now on the back, the power of products. All right, this is going to be a little bit different, but it's actually easier.